What's up, y'all? Welcome to today's video. Hello, I am your collective divinator. Just here to tell you the energy forecast. And we're going to first start off with the symbol of today's video is the Grinch who stole Christmas. And it's not you that's the Grinch. No. You're gonna be revealed a lot of shocking information where you're going to have the catch-22 to forgive in terms of what you're uncovering with literally the truth, where it's kind of like you have the intention that someone is true and you're realizing that they are not, if you will. Kind of like how where usually I would have glasses, I just took them off, and it's something where it's like for the kind of moment where it's like the ring light is like on me, so I'm gonna take my glasses off. This is something about with love and how people have been fake with you in terms of what they were showing up with, and it's like before you guys interlink in the 3D, it's something about them knowing it too, where them knowing it that you're coming in to be, they already have some way to mask their like authentic intention when it comes to you. And so this is the catch-22 of how human beings don't have to be honest when it comes to connections and still receive honest energy from the other person and have this kind of fake sort of way of presenting love like to you. And it's something about how relying on yourself when it comes to knowing what you want in the future is really important, and how what you did in terms of experience and went through has really molded the way that you see the future in a very pessimistic way, because another person chose to be fake with you when it came to you being real with love. And this is the power, okay? Whereas a person yourself, you have your own power source, and that is you literally in your 3D body, and you use the focus of your mind to let go of everything in terms of if it is not you, let it go. And so it's through breath, it's through this focus grounding back into you, okay? And this is also where you're able to really assess in the moment how you are in terms of wellness, your emotional wellness, your spiritual wellness, your mental wellness, and your physical wellness. This is something where things can happen for, like, how would I put it? Luck will happen no matter what. We get bad luck and we get good luck. This is something about with love, all the bad luck that's happened is still lucky. We just have to learn how to find a way of it being good in the now. And I'm going to emphasize a huge thing of rejection is for your protection. We don't know what's good for us in terms of in the now for like in the future. And so this is why it's really important when it comes to it. If you're complaining about love in terms of being in a love-based relationship with another, like connected, you're dating, you're in a marriage, whatever. It's very important too, and this is I'm getting with every single connection, to just work on within yourself and complain less to other people about what's up with really how you feel. Because what you're doing is you're going to others to figure out how you feel by getting insight in terms of their own experiences and advice in life, where you're going to mix and merge, and you're going to, instead of having like purple and red, you're going to merge it together and it just makes purple or whatever it is. So it's something about how you and your love story gets overcome by other people in terms of their thoughts and opinions and everything when it comes to love. So right now, in terms of it, whether you are connected with someone or not, you are connected with yourself in love. And this is where we're going to have to really focus right now for yourself. How can you get to a place where you feel like how you show up is really loving yourself, is really appreciating you, even when it is that other people, yeah, it's like they want to make you feel less than, lower your self-esteem, because their own is so low that they're like, when they see you being like low in their, like in your own self, they kind of get off on it, like in an interesting way of like, yeah, getting off, if you will. And so, yeah, there's something about it where it's like this open display of emotional disturbance is something where you don't have to, I'm getting, like, you don't have to show your emotions that way, if you will, where it's like, they are more so, your emotions are controlling you, like your anger is controlling you, your, how to put it, yeah, it's something about anger in turn of passion, how you're really, really thinking this is a very important connection, and there's something where a lot of outside energy in terms of it got interlaced with the connection in terms of it. Something about it allowing yourself to truly let go and ground into your own. And it might be something where like, yeah, something in terms of night where you cannot sleep. Like you are so, me too. Last night, I'm kind of getting in my mind, like specifically, I was in the Nine of Swords. I like literally could not rest. Like my brain would not stop focusing on literally just how it got to the place for me personally with this connection where I'm realizing it's like, interesting, way different than I thought before. And that's what I mean about sometimes in terms of rejection, it's for our protection. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Ooh, the Empress as well. One second. Also, I might be in and out for a minute for the video. I might have to talk to someone for a second. But I don't like to stop the recording. Let's keep the energy going, you mean? We're like a big pot of stew. Get that bone broth, you mean? Let's get your bones in there. The calcium, baby. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking of really immature thoughts, so let me not. Like when it comes to love, no matter how mature you try to act, like when it comes to love, that's like inner child love, where if you work on working in terms of loving your own inner child, you will connect with someone like that, where they themselves are like that. And it's really interesting, I'm getting, because like you haven't felt this in so long. Like you haven't felt this, like, and it started with betrayal, hilariously, where like it's something about how you had to learn of betrayal and how you yourself betrayed yourself with love. That's so interesting, because it's something about how with it not working out, rejection is for our protection, because we're like contributing in a connection that isn't really for our benefit in the moment. Yeah, man, I am noticing my neck. Like, yeah, I'm ripped to my neck. Oh my gosh. Do you see my neck muscles? I'm really tight. Gee whiz. That's what I'm saying. The Six of Cups. Calm down there now. Didn't mean to rally you up. But it is kind of like that, where it's like people who want to have fun with life, people who want to play in terms of like other people, of like something about you are really a person who's like, it's no big deal. Like, typically, it's something about, specifically, there's something in a connection where it's like a big deal and you didn't realize why. And it was something where your life, you kept getting caught up in this. And it's because a lot of communication of complaint to other people who are not you and this person. And so it's this really interesting way where outside opinion can really play in turn of connections. So how are you in terms of outside opinion and connections? I'll be right back. Hold on. Oh yeah, I'm recording too. Here we are.
I'll leave you alone.
Okay, thanks. All right. Let's get back to it. So that's really interesting in way of how can you, right, y'all? How can you? 'Cause also I have a card. Look at that. Look at that. The Lovers. All right, you can't see the words yet. Oh, there we go. The Lovers. Okay. It is something really important for you to remember with this communication. And it's really hard because right now, with the way that we communicate as people, for some reason, it's gotten to a point where we communicate in terms of complaining, in terms of targeting, where these kind of environments, I'm getting something about you or the other person, have you and the other person also have the experience of being individually targeted because other people around you were jealous and envious of how it is that you love yourself, where you healed yourself in ways. And it's about dealing with a lot of insecurity, and that's the energy that you are picking up when it comes to this connection with this other person, where it's energy of the complaints in ways of other people will use this to their advantage too. Where are you complaining in terms of this to the right sources where they're not complaining about it to someone else? Where they don't have another type of kind of intention with what it is of your personal information. Because that's something where I've noticed for myself, where I have stopped like giving people crucial information of where I'm at in the day, sort of thing. Where like I do it online and everything, but it's stuff that I'm comfortable of people kind of hearing about it later on. It's just my kind of like, in terms of it also, in terms of the complaints, it's literally everyone. It's everyone's, like, how would I put it? Whoever dealt it, whoever smelt it dealt it. Okay? Ooh, so that's something about, if you detect that there's, like, how would I put it? If you start complaining in the connection, most likely the other person is going to be complaining in the connection. Most likely it's going to be something where you're going to be really feeling like at a weird kind of disadvantage with like, you don't know why, but it's like something where it's like people see you and your connection with this one person as some sort of like inspiration for their own insecurities of their own like connections, where they would be complaining about their own connections. It's kind of like they're using you as a source to complain about their own insecurities within their own connections. And there's something about how it's really interesting in way of this, because this also will be a way of showing you how to build up your self-esteem and be comfortable in a way of being alone, in terms of being in a love-based connection, where it's not that you're physically connected yet with someone, It's that it's through this you connecting in terms of being true to you with love, where love is more powerful than fear because it's going to be the truth in the end, where fear is going to be giving you maybe like 25% of the truth, where you're going to have 75% to rely on intuitive, if you will, your wisdom, your experiences of the past, and how things might be a little similar with people. And it's not because of anything outside, it's because of inside and your heart and what you think you're worthy of when it comes to love-based connections, where it's like there's one person that you're connected this way in terms of love, and that's it in terms. And if the connection is kind of included in way of other people, there's something about needing to release and forgive in the terms of the past, of what you have been protected from because of rejection, because of denial. It'll only leave you feeling rejected. It'll only leave you feeling denial, if you will. And it's something about how patience is seriously a virtue, and it's kind of like patience is like this in reverse, where it's like you're no longer walking away from connections that you're like not seeing physical kind of reciprocation. It's something about knowing that this is a true connection that helps your heart feel things, and knowing in terms of the past behavior for you with the complaining, to give yourself the whole relief of forgiving in terms of needing to complain. It's your ego, it's the whole scarcity mindset, it's the whole needing to look at how is your self-esteem in the middle of whatever it is that you are kind of like debating on in terms of your own value in the moment. Whereas like in terms of also breakup and like how realizing that you're in a dead-end connection, and that, yeah, like it's all good, but that's what you get out of it, is just dead end. Where it's like the value of the connection, or the value of what you're receiving in the connection, is valuable in a different way, I'm getting. Where it's like it's gonna help you feel emotionally fulfilled in another way, because also I truly do believe that you can be friends with your exes. Y'all just need to be very much so up to date, like separately, where no one has the whole still having that romantic like connections and everything, where there's no more putting on display of any romantic connections. And it's something about how the connection more so is like for you in a different way, where it's not romantic love, it's like platonic love. It's like a friend where they have the experience of dating you so they can give you advice in the future. It's just something where really understanding the value of the connection that you have built together, and kind of something about how it's something to do with love in the very beginning. Like it's something where like at the very beginning it started with love, and in terms of intention it's only for one person. And I'm getting that throughout kind of the relationship you found that it works better for you to be coming at it in a different mindset, in a different kind of way looking at it, where it's finalizing the whole crying over what didn't work in terms of what spilled. And this is like the whole thing of what you need, okay? What you need. This is something where what you need is not being paid attention to, if you will, because you're so focused on what didn't work in the past. And so allowing yourself to truly feel impressed with yourself in terms of when you stand up and say, no, I'm good, I'm gonna walk away for a while, I'll come back, but it's gonna be when I'm ready. And that's something where with any type of connection, it shows that love is more powerful than fear, because fear comes around when other people and their opinion matter, and they don't. Not when it comes to you and your love and what you need with love. You need it in certain ways for you and your journey. Claim your spiritual power. And there might be something about how you and the way you are with love is very different in the way compared to it. Well, of course it's different, but it's something where it's like people aren't woken up in the way that you are woke with connections and realizing why loving yourself first, and also doing shadow work and working on why things keep not working out, like why you keep dating people and it not working out, why you are still not able to communicate in the way that you feel supported. It's all these things in way of this kind of love is a way to support yourself on your own when you're independent, when you're no longer connected with people who you thought were there for you, and realizing they're there to take in terms of being there for them and not for you. It's something about that where they're like allowing you to believe that what they give in terms of love is love, when in reality it's fear mongering that really limits you in way of blooming, because they're really insecure in way of their own. And so it has to be in terms you and your own insecurity when it comes to love, and feeling like if you put your kind of cards on the table, are people really going to respect in terms of your cards? You know what I mean? Like, this whole thing is like, people haven't respected your love, and it's hurtful, and it's like mean, and it's just confusing, because what's the point of the confession, or the right, what's the point of the confession, right? That's kind of what the fear I'm getting is. It makes sense. I get it. Like, it's something where you've been hurt so much so that your heart just froze up. And I'm getting that it's like gone through ice age, and the whole thing of warming you up again is loving yourself again and caring less about other people around you and their own well-being. Because yeah, they're gonna just drain you, and then you're gonna leave, and someone else is gonna come in very similar to you and drain them. They're repeat offenders. Anyone who hurts another person is a repeat offender, and that's like everyone. We're all repeat offenders of our own. I'm sorry, it's such a like kind of reading, but I just feel it. Seek nature's wisdom. Something about it was like how winter turning into spring, it's like things start to turn green, but you still got a lot of dead kind of, if you will, dead. Well, it's not dead. How to put it? It's like egoic birth, if you will. So it's kind of like that for yourself, where you went on some kind of journey through love, where you had to go through like a love-based egoic death, if you will, of perception, okay, where you realized what the importance of giving yourself love to yourself first is. And that's why, like, why? You want to know why? It's the map that will lead you to true love. It's right here. You know how in Howl's Moving Castle, if you've ever seen it, it's like a ring like this, okay? And we, like, you know what I mean? And when it is that the ring's going forward, there's like light coming from it. It's kind of like that with your heart, where when you get to a place where you're like feeling that balance within yourself, you'll start to understand in terms of boundaries kind of what you need for yourself to restrain yourself from contributing energy in that egoic desire way, where it's more so out of lust. And this is from more of like, if you will, the devil card energy, where it's just you yourself want fulfillment, and you're forgetting that everyone else is tied in this way too, where in terms of love, it's for everyone, and it's not just for one person. And so there's parts of you in the way you see this where parts of you is thinking this is just for yourself, when also this is teaching you how to share in terms of caring for others, where you can care for others at the same time you know that you're cared for 100%. Like, it's kind of like you're learning how to fill up your own cup, and it's keeping it full. You know what I mean? Keeping it full, and eventually being able to give to others in way of their own cup. I love it. There's nothing better that you can give to a person than to be present with them, to be real with them, to just be like, hey, so maybe things kind of led this way and that way with this connection. I no longer am feeling it, and I'm going to separate, and you're going to separate with me, and we're going to go our separate ways. Connection is done. Doesn't mean indefinitely though, because you're still learning about you. So you're going to learn that in these connections, they're true, but there's parts of it that wasn't you. It's like maybe them, and it's like maybe their past conditioning too. But this is all love, y'all. Okay, so all of us are experiencing love differently in our own ways, and it's so cool because we're all doing this together. A big kumbaya of pain, and then birth and creation. Like, even people like moms die during childbirth, like the children die during childbirth, where it's like, even though something was born, like in the midst of that, there was death as well. And it's interesting in terms of this, because your perception is this. What is dead in terms of your perception is what is dead with love. And what is now born anew is now born anew. And so there's really cool way for you to realize that it's no big deal in terms of different connections where you put a lot of energy one way in terms of love, whereas like you put a lot of romantic energy in a platonic based connection, and then you put a lot of energy of platonic based connection in a romantic based connection. And so it's something about how the focus is on you, period. And realizing that why it's no big deal is because you were supposed to go through all that mistakes. It's like how a student becomes able to graduate. And so you're graduating in way of understanding love for yourself first. And then realizing in terms of it, connecting in ways with people where you bond from the love that you had from yourself, where you are like seeing in terms of it a lot more healed, where you're not giving a lot of this like immature way of love. It's a lot more mature, if you will. So definitely things can get more serious or silly. You know what I mean? Might be more that, like silly string. Also, totally get some silly string and like, I kid you not, get a little rebellious. Go inside like the grocery store and just silly string it out. I'm just kidding, but like, that's kind of what it feels like. You want to get a little rebellious. You've been so serious with love that you're like, no. But there's something about how it is a really serious thing that you're looking for. So you're like, how can I have fun with like a newborn baby? How can I joke around with like a newborn baby? Because it's something about how like this connection you have with someone, they have more experience in some kind of life experience, and you have more experience in some kind of life experience, and it's from you guys growing up separately, where you both were conditioned separate ways in terms of love and how you had to give out love in different ways. And now you're kind of like realizing how to reparent in way of basically like how a parent would maybe tell like a teenager kind of how to protect themselves in love or something like that. You know what I mean? Like prepare them basically. It's kind of like you're doing that for yourself in the future, when you're putting up these boundaries for yourself in terms of, are you focusing a bit too much with this type of love, with this specific person that you now know has this kind of like behavior and turn towards you, like the treatment sort of thing. Whereas like people, in terms of connection with love-based connections, y'all, if you feel sus from this, like, and it's like from this other person's behavior, and even though you might want to be honest, and even though you're like about it and you want to go to other people about it because you like really want to understand it, it's within you in terms of what to understand. And the more that you go outside of you in terms of understanding what's within you, and this is from my own experience, the more you're going to get caught up in chaos that other people and their own insecurities with their own love-based romantic relationships, if you will, want to insert and want to just make someone else's life miserable, because misery loves company. So what kind of company you be keeping? It's like inside of you first, you know what I mean? Emptiness is the absolute reality, the source of support, or the source and support of all things. Like at very beginning of when you first existed in this world, you were from love. And I know the way that you grew up, you're like, how was that love? That's the whole thing, is it was love. How is it? You're gonna figure it out. And it's kind of love where it can be toxic love. It can be a one-sided love. And it can be a love that another person individually can egoically change on their own in ways where this is why it's honest to be, or this is why it's nice to be honest with people throughout the relationship or whatever, where it's like way at the beginning, it's this whole thing of communication and making sure that, yeah, like both parties are comfortable kind of communicating in ways of, especially in ways of someone else treating another person uncomfortably. If someone is treating you uncomfortably, speak up. There's something though about understanding when to stop caring and when to stop, or when to start leaving in terms of treatment, and when you speak up, if they're going to respect you or not. And it's not you that they're not going to be respecting. It's going to be themselves that they're not going to be respecting, because the whole connection has a purpose for themselves too. You and them. Everyone gets what they contribute in connections, no matter what. So authentic, if you can show up that way, you will get that at the end of the day. If you don't, you're going to go through life with so many other kind of people that I'm sure you don't want other kind of people in your body like that. You know what I mean? That kind of energy. Yeah. That's like others love, trying to toxify your own love. Why do I can't hold on. I'm like caught up in the the river of the spiritual life. Hold on. Why do what you will regret and bring sorrow upon yourself? Do only what you do not regret and fill yourself with grace. Right. Oh, I get it. Because, you know what? You might be betrayed by someone else, you know? You ever get cheated on? Yeah, that sucks. But the thing is you already knew. All right? Not to blast you, but this is why intuitively it's our own responsibility of, like, taking care of ourselves and making sure that intuitively we're, like, paying attention to, are we really allowing this to be? Are we really allowing us to convince ourselves that this is the love that we deserve from another? Nah, not even. And this is where you separate, and then you reinstate with loving yourself where you used to love them. And you're like, I trust that you're able to love yourself the way that you love me. And that's it. And that's it. Like, love, literally, your focus can literally change in a second if you're able to understand what you be tuning in and turn a true love and turn on that Internal love, period. Guard your mind guard your mind with vigilance. Nurture the positive and remove the negative. Your mind will find peace. So the frustrations with the past in terms of exes, in terms of like, even like the parental, like your role models, just everything in terms of romantic connections. It has absolutely influenced in way of how it is that you communicate to other people about your romantic relationships. I'm getting where it's a lot more on the negative tone. So how can we get to the positive tone? Something about realizing again. It's no big deal. Again, there's something about feelings, because yes, this is a feeling-based relationship. And intuition is such a great tool for you to figure out your feelings. Wink, wink. Wait, wink, wink. Man, I can't do that fast. How do you wink that fast? Wink, 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 wink. Oh no, oh no. Okay, just kidding. My eyes be crisscrossing all the time. Literally, like you be looking at someone and you connect in a way, love-based, that like it, you know that if you're physically, if you would physically connect in an intimate way with people like that, you know that you'd be crisscrossing your eyes because it'd be that good. You know what I mean? Okay? Because this kind of love, that kind of connection, where when you guys be connecting like that, you would be crisscrossing your eyes. It's that good. It's out there. You ain't done yet. And you did such a great job in way of disconnecting and putting love before fear. Like, you be going in the direction of love, not in the direction of fear, okay? Like, I know it's hard because other people have chosen to not be honest in a way. And this is also with you too, where how can you be more honest? And I'm getting it's something where like you're really scared, and I get it, putting honesty out there. It's something about how can you allow yourself, we have trust yourself, and we have embrace new adventure. I am kind of getting it's like literally you ask one question to someone, and it's because it's this connection that you already had in the past, but kind of like I was saying before, it was like a platonic connection of love. Like you guys just kind of connected and you warmed up to each other in a like in a friendship way where you cared for each other. And then you separated from this connection, this environment, and you went on your own in terms of healing your own self and learning how to love yourself in your own way that really supports you. Coming back, reconnecting. Now, in this environment, though, I'm getting that there's other individuals, and you have to really use your intuition and way to delegate and who is who, what is what in terms of love. And it's something about how needing to really be honest with yourself is a very important thing. We have frog take the leap, but it was in reverse. So that's what it is with this whole honesty thing, is this whole thing I'm getting is like, again, fear and love, and how it's something about you think your life would end if like you ask someone like, hey, are you feeling this the way I'm feeling this, with the connection? Embraced honesty and generosity, Lion. The confidence, the assertion. The thing is also that if it is something of you felt like this is a really, like you felt in terms of it like an intimate love-based connection, yeah, it's something about it where it's like, this is for you to say. It's not for them to hear, it's for you to say. I'm getting. And it's like, this is for you and your love. And it's like, when you say this, you're going to be able to get the answer from them in whatever kind of way. And I am kind of getting that you don't even need to say anything. You being yourself in the moment, being honest with yourself in the moment, is saying something too. You choosing to walk away when you've had enough is saying something too. Interesting. We have flamingo, find healthy balance. So connections absolutely can be unbalanced, absolutely. And it's not from you, okay? It's not from all this hard work of you wanting to connect in way of romantic, because what I'm getting, we're connecting with you on is platonic, like friends with benefits, fuck buddies, like with the intention of not wanting to commit in the mature way that whoever it was that you were connected to in the past was not ready. They weren't ready. You're ready. They're not ready. That's okay. There is someone, though, that is ready in the way that you're ready. And so remember that. There's still someone out there. The Nine of Wands. Interesting. In reverse, though. It's getting good, bro. It's getting good. What's the 411? Because literally, seriously, 911 I'm getting. And it's not like, oh, I need a, ooh, okay, stretching out, because I just got, like, I need to personally do some yoga. And I don't know if that's a shout out for you or whatever, but there's something about it. Yeah, relaxing, like it's no big deal. Getting back to love in a way of, you're really excited. You know what I mean? You're really excited. You're giddy. Getting to that giddy way. Because this is like, it literally depressed you. And that's not like a love-based connection. That's a fear-based connection. And fear? Yeah, I would say that love is not for you. Okay? That is for someone else to release, forgive, and not put into another love-based relationship. Same goes for you, though. I'm getting is that if it came out for you from someone else, you did that in the way of your own. And I am getting it's something about using in terms of your past in way of still having fear that someone else is going to do whatever happened in terms of to you again. And it's the thing, remembering that that's them. That's not you. Like, you did not choose to be treated that way. They chose to treat you that way. And so remembering that how you treat other people is also really important in this too. We have Nii or Nai, Pohaki, African goddess. That is the spelling coming through. Let me get it. We have Oshun, African goddess, African diaspora goddess. And funny enough, I am, what do you call it? It's like a essential oil diffuser. Yeah, I am using like an essential oil diffuser, and I have the Oshun cologne, the spiritual cologne in it. So fertility, definitely fertility comes through when it comes to the Oshun. Right now, it's something about it, how your love is super abundant. Like, you yourself, because you're healing in the way of true love for yourself, like you giving yourself true love, like people are like feeling that and they're like, I want that. I want that. So be careful in terms of like outside attention coming to you of like a different intention than love. Odd dua, or excuse me, odd dua, African diaspora goddess. Because really, this experience, my friend, is for you to feel love, not fear. Like, I get it though. We have 33 gloomy thoughts, depression, sadness, psychological problems, negative thoughts. Like, it's no big deal. It's just, this is other people's shit. You don't need to worry about, baby. You don't need to worry about. You brand new with love. That's like, even these people that are like, you know, giving you this kind of love, even they see it. And you know what? They ain't gonna feel good about it when you walk away and you're like, I really don't like how you treat me. Oh, that's gonna be good for them to pick up in way of, yeah, they be treating that. They're treating you that way. You know what I mean? You're not a person to be treated that way. Because like, you don't put that love into that kind of way. It's something about getting confused in the way of thinking that's you putting that kind of love in, when it's you putting in love, like true love, like authentic love that supports individual selves. What they be putting in is fear-based, fear of the past repeating itself, which they are. The mind-mouth connection. So complaining is something that will really, really give you absolutely love of toxicity in the future. This is your job, to allow yourself to release the immature habit of complaining to other people in your life, because this is also connecting you with your work-related relationships and your romantic related relationships, and also with school, y'all. If you're in school and you be dating, I would advise not to be sharing with everyone your like relationship, especially on social media, because that will stay and you'll be able to look back in terms of that, especially if it's gonna be like painful. You'll be looking back at that like you're not the only one, okay? It's just because I went through that stuff too when it came to me, and I still do that. Like, I still go back to people where I'm still hurt and betrayed, and that means I gotta work on myself still, right? So if you still feel that and it's from the past, there are things emotionally that you're tying yourself, identifying yourself to, that's like connecting you to thinking that the future is going to be just as miserable as the past. Misery loves company. So now in the moment, we got to change that the past was miserable in love and realize it is wonderful. It has all led to this very moment, which is where you need to be right now, baby. All right? Welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here with me. Through all that pain, you be beautiful through this. There's gonna be pleasure. I kid you not. There is birth after this death, all right? After that relationship or this relationship that you're in, that you're realizing you gotta get out of, is for your benefit. And if you wanna think that that person is you and you are that person, go ahead. But I don't know if they're thinking that either. Change is perfectly safe. Sacral chakra. Feeling it in within you. Like, I kid you not, I be getting pre-period cramps because of these changes myself, y'all. And that's for me and myself only. I apologize. Didn't mean to TMI, but you know, I'll be blasting my own. I ain't afraid of that. I like it. It makes it more relatable too, so that other people understand that these insecurities, yeah, everyone feels them. It's just that like you feel it specifically, and like you don't have to feel that specifically. You don't have to be insecure in yourself. You just believe you are because other people treated you like you were less than. And it's like, no, they were showing up less than, and you just thought that was you. That's not you at all. In these connections, you showed up authentically. And if you feel like, dang, that's confirmation, that's confirmation. And if you're like, ooh, maybe not, gotta go back and see where it is that you will be able to correct yourself in the way that you behave and act in the now, in the moment. It's all right now, baby. It's all right now, in every single moment. In the now, in the present. If you get yourself all cleaned up and your focus all cleaned up in the now, with the past, instead of it being miserable, it being miraculous, there you go. In the now, you just got it. We got it, y'all. Individually, together, we got it. But we got to support ourselves individually first. All right? And then it'll be a big kumbaya moment. But this is like cancel culture inside of ourselves. Like we're canceling our own individual culture, if you will. The pH balance is off down below. You know what I mean? Your hormones are a little bit off. We got God of the Forest, Tapio, Finnish gold. That popped up previously, Forest. Y'all, I'm also really hot, so I might be on something like I'm hoping that I'm able, and I feel like I'm, yeah, it feels that. That's what I mean, is like, you can think anything you want, but if you feel, that's you. You're on it, and you don't need outside confirmation. I quadruple the amount of monetary value as I heal within me. Like literally self-esteem, ricochet up your wazoo, okay? Literally, you healthify your self-esteem and realizing where you're at, and your monetary value will rise because the value of who you are will rise. Because you be realizing that what you be receiving is less than what you need. And you don't need to be in that kind of relationship that is like shown up that kind of way. My job allows me to travel the world my job allows me to travel the world connecting with similar like-minded individuals. Maybe like a walkabout, you know what I mean? A spiritual walkabout. And getting yourself to a way of seeing how the rest of the world is in terms of love too, I'm getting. It's something about it where you can right now take technology and use it as a way to travel, as a way to go walk about around the earth. And it's something about how it's something using kind of like inspiration of entertainment from other people too. And realizing that how it is that you figure out more of is, yes, outside of you, but it's from inspiration, not from literally tying it to your identity, that's you entirely. It's not. It's part of you, though. Part of your story, crown, authority. So when you really take back your own authority, like, that's what's all about this whole self-esteem, too. Because there's something about how you'll be so much more stronger in way of going with your intuitive flow compared to your egoic flow, which will be more so seeing outside of you and believing that's true, when in reality inside of you is what's going to be true for you. We have Sekhmet as well. Definitely a very strong, like, specifically feminine way of handling love-based relationships, which again, with love, we're dealing with emotions, we're dealing with feeling. It is not based off of logic. It is not based off of egoic desire. This is based off of being loved, desired. Okay? So the very beginning of when you were born, you had love in you, right? The world loves you for existing. The world wants you to be in a relationship where you're receiving love that is true to you. And that means that the other person has to be true to themselves. And so this is the catch-22 of being in a relationship when you know someone else also still has like work to do too. And so allowing yourself to realize that that connection is just not it. That's okay. For you, you got a new one coming on. It's better for you. It's not going to leave you so bitter. Nothing is stopping me from asking myself, how am I doing currently? How are you doing currently? So that's going to be the question to ask yourself while you wait for the next video. Because I am done. I'm thin. F-I-N. End of story. So that's the end of the video, though. I will be reading the energy update in the future. Until the next video, I hope you're able to love yourself truly. And one day, eventually, if you haven't yet, I hope you get to experience what that's like. Because it is such a wonderful experience, and everyone deserves to experience it, and I hope one day everyone will. Until next video, I'll see you, and you'll see me.